I thank you for the opportunity to address the House tonight on what is called the Defense Logistics Agency, something probably not many people have heard about. Well, the DLA is like a big hardware store in the Department of Defense. And about 30 years ago, we heard horrific stories about wasteful spending, taxpayer dollars being spent, $436 being spent on a hammer, $7,600 on coffee makers, and $640 for toilet seats. And we all thought, well, it's been taken care of. Well, not so fast. I'm showing you right now what is a plumbing elbow. At the local hardware store, this elbow sells for $1.41. But the taxpayers of this country spent $80 to a defense contractor who charged us that much money for this elbow. How about a box of washers? At the local hardware store, we as individuals would pay something like $1.22. $1.22 for this box of washers. What did the taxpayers of this country pay a defense contractor for a box of washers? How about $196.50? So that issue that was around some 30 years ago is still with us today, and it's time for the House of Representatives and for the Armed Services Committee to hold hearings on why it is that the Defense Logistics Agency, our hardware store that is responsible for putting together good pricing on spare parts, is being overturned and overlooked by defense contractors and persons within the Department of Defense who'd rather go outside and pay triple, quadruple, 100% more, 200% more. Well, we are going to play a game tonight on C-SPAN called The Price is Wrong and see what we're talking about here. Now, if for 1 minute you think that we're talking about small potatoes, we're not talking about small potatoes. We're talking about a lot of money. The Defense Department has so many excess spare parts that they have disposed of, that's right, thrown away, $15 billion in excess parts and materials in just the last 3 years. And there's about $96 billion worth of spare parts inventory right now in the Defense Hardware Agency's coffers. So why would we ever go outside the internal hardware store to buy parts? Well, some argue that it's faster or it's cheaper to go outside. Well, the audits have revealed instances when the military had enough of certain parts that would last 100 years, and they're still going outside of the Defense Logistics Agency. I mean, that's the equivalent of having spare parts that include horseshoes for a cavalry, because that's 100 years of spare parts if we were looking back in time today. So the likelihood of these parts being used completely over 100 years, not so likely. Now, you might say, well, maybe this is difficult for the Defense Department to figure out where their spare parts are and how much they are and how much they cost. Well, that's not correct. In fact, the Department of Defense has the resources and the databases to check the accuracies of these prices. The auditor found these overcharges by using the Department of Defense's own database. So this is no more than a click on a mouse to find out, one, whether the part is in stock, and two, how much it costs. Well, let's start this game. First game we're going to play is called Flip Flop. It's a game where the numbers are scrambled. And I'm going to start with the gate assembly in this picture here. This is what it looks like. It's about the size, a little bit larger than a quarter. It's a ramp gate roller assembly. It's used for the Chinook helicopters. You can buy this at a local hardware store for about $3.50. But because this is the military and we want the very best quality, then the DLA sells this part for $7.71. So the question is, what did the Army pay for this gate assembly? Well, did they pay $7.71? Nope, they didn't pay that. Did they pay $77.10? Nope, they didn't pay that either. Did they pay $771 for this little rate assembly part? Nope. For this ramp gate roller assembly, they paid $1,678.61. Now, that's obscene. And that shouldn't be happening in the Department of Defense or anywhere in the federal government. The taxpayers should not be ripped off in that manner. In The Price is Wrong, taxpayers always lose because the Defense Department consistently pays too much, and defense contractors consistently win. All right, so we're going to play the next game, which is That's Too Much. See what happens again when the military thinks that they can get something faster and cheaper by not going to the Defense Logistics Agency, our in-house hardware store. This is a bearing sleeve. All right, let's see what we paid for this. Did we pay $6? That's what it would cost at our local defense hardware store. Nope, we didn't pay $6. Was $86 too much to spend for that bearing sleeve? Nope, $86 wasn't too much. About $286. Was that too much to pay? Nope, that wasn't too much to pay either. We paid $2,286 for a bearing sleeve that cost $6 at the Defense Department's logistic agency. So, that's what we're dealing with here, a ripoff of the taxpayers. The truth of the matter is, for this bearing sleeve that we just bought one of here this evening, well, the Defense Department didn't buy just one. They bought 573 of these bearing sleeves, not for $6, not for $86, but for $2,286. And let me do the math for you. That's $1.3 million in overpayments for just these 573 bearing sleeves. All right, next we're going to talk about a spur gear for the Chinook helicopter. This is what it looks like. It's this tiny little thing. It's smaller than a quarter. And this is what is used in Chinook helicopters. We have lots of them in the DLA. But again, they didn't want to go to the DLA, to our hardware store, to actually purchase this. They would have paid $12.51 if they had gone to the hardware store within the department. Nope, they didn't want to do that. So was $125 too much to pay for that spur gear? No, that wasn't too much. In fact, they were willing to pay $644 for this little rubberized spur gear. It was 34 times the fair and reasonable price. So again, why are we doing something like this? Why are we allowing the taxpayer dollars to be flushed down the toilet by not paying what is the normal price for these spare parts? The last part is a flush door ring. Look at this. This is a pen next to it, so you can see this is a pretty small part. It's smaller than a pen. The contracting officer would have used to sign off on the price. So the DLA sells this part for $8.37. Did we pay $83.37 for this product? Nope, we didn't pay $83.70. That wasn't too much. What we did pay, though, was $248 $1.46.